Hello everyone. So today I'm going to paint portraits, and for that I'm going to use the sketchbook. So this is the Sea White of Brighton sketchbook with 140 GSM and it has 46 sheets. I use this for mixed media a lot, and for the portraits for today I don't really know what I'm going to use. I'm thinking about using gouache. So these are the Caran d'Ache gouache pans. So I think I'm going to start with gouache, and then we will see if I find them too opaque, then I would move on to watercolors. Let's find an empty page. So, and before we start, I'm going to clean this a little bit because I want to make skin colors, so skin tones. And well, although I can make skin tones with this, let's just start fresh. It's much better. So I'm going to start the base with gouache, and that's what I need the gouache for, and then later on we will use other art materials like colored pencils or colored pencils or Neocolors. So usually what I do is I can fit 4 figures here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to make different faces. This is our first person, well, first portrait. And I try to keep it loose. Just keep it loose, don't focus too much on the details. Don't worry if something doesn't go well, because that's fine. Add some ears, and I add a neck. And depending on the neckline of the clothes you want to give them, you can also look at references, for example, and that's how you can decide how they would look like. Oh, I think I put it way too much on the left side. I should have put it a little bit to the center. I'm afraid the hair doesn't fit. Ah well, and we'll find a way. So what was I saying? Oh yes, so you can find reference images on how you would like to, how you would like them to look like if it is difficult for you to just do it out of your imagination like what I do here. I actually don't do it out of my imagination. What I do is I will basically put colors, so just this general shapes, and I put 4 of them, and then from there I decide what color I would like to give them, what hair, and what clothing I would like to give them. Usually I do add really strong blush to them. So this is white gouache from a tube. Yes, so this is it. This is the Mission Gold Titanium White Gouache. Now I will make this a bit more warm, and I use it as blush. So here I'm really not afraid to make bold strokes or anything flow in each other, because that's the goal here, to be a bit more loose, a bit more blue. Now I want it a bit more light. And then I want this person to look to the left. Basically the ears would be here. So. And again, I'm going to add really strong blushes. And I actually like to do this while it's already wet here. It was already dry because I kept on talking. But I like to do this while it's wet. And usually if you do this with watercolors, it's going to flow even more better, because now I'm using gouache. So I don't know if you can see here, the gouache is like flowing in a cauliflower way. so into the other color. With watercolor, it goes much more blended, so it looks much more blended. You know what? Oh, this is also a bit way. I painted way too high. You know what? I'm going to make the other twos in watercolor so that you can see also how it looks like in watercolor. This is watercolor, so you can see it's much more flowy and much more transparent. Oh, I wanted to make this person look that way actually. That's fine though. The year would be here. And before this dries, because I talk a lot, I'm going to quickly add blushes, as I said. There's one liner. Put it here. And this person we are going to give a V-neck clothing. So that's why I already make the the neckline, you call that. And these will be the ears. And again, as usual, I'm just going to give them really strong blushes. And well, you could wait until it dries. I do suggest to wait until it dries if you do not like the colors to blend into each other, because sometimes I don't wait, and because right now I'm going to add hairs, and if I'm not waiting, the colors, if they're not fully dry, are going to flow into each other. Personally, I don't mind that, so that's what I'm going to do. Otherwise, you should wait until it dries, or you can go with a hair dryer. But right now, just go right in with the hairs. So here I'm going to go back to the gouache. I hope you can see because I have a lot around me though. Yeah, so I'm going to go back with the gouache. Let's see, I think blue hair. Do you think blue hair? I'm thinking about giving her blue hair or red. I think a dark red hair would be really nice. So let's try to mix that. Ah, it also turns purple. That's also not bad. Purple. Dark purple. Let's see. Ooh, that's a beautiful color. I'm going to give her short hair. Oh, with the red glasses, she'll be beautiful. Shall we give her bangs? I have the feeling like I could give her some bangs. No, just like this. Yep. Yeah. Ooh, with maybe I'll add something later on with a headband. Would be beautiful. Let's give her clothing. I think we should start with that first. And then we move on with the other ones. Actually, we should start with that with all the others. I feel like giving her a turtleneck. I do own a turtleneck that's like this with some nice ruffles at the neckline. Yeah, I placed them way too high because look the amount of space I have here in the middle now. I hardly have space here. And I feel like giving her blue top. What is it with blue? I feel like this page really fits a lot with blue. So I'm gonna give her something blue because I'm saying blue all the time. I don't know why. Not this blue is what I'm thinking about, however. So, little light. This is also fine. I'm just gonna give her a regular t-shirt. Okay, and then we're going to do these two ones. So because they were in watercolor, shall I also do it in watercolor? Nah, let's keep it in gouache. So to have a bit more of a cohesive look, I'm just going to use the hair that we used for her as clothing. Okay, so for the last one, I feel like using some pink, like this kind of pink. Ooh, that's beautiful. Now that we're done with the clothing, we can start with the hair. Let's give her some black hair. So I'd add a bit of red in here. Oh, brown hair. Let's just do it with brown hair then. And I'm feeling like giving her, ooh, short hair. This is nice. Oh, cute. So for her, I think I'll give her the blue hair. So we will give her the black. No, that actually already looks black. Gray hair. Do I put the hair over or not? Or this one maybe? Is this dry? Yeah, okay, then I'll put it over with this one. And some bangs. And last but not least, the blue hair one, what I'm talking about all the time. I don't know why. So, and we are done with the base, basically. Here you can already decide if you would like to go with colored pencils on top of it or any other, like, I don't know what you would like to use, like maybe oil pastels or Neocolors or wax crayons, etc. Right now, sometimes I also still add more paint to it, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm checking, however, if it's already dry or not. It's somewhat dry. It's not fully dry. I still feel that it's cold, and usually when it's kind of cold, that means it's not fully dry. But you know, for me it's fine. What I'm going to do is add a bit of shadow everywhere before I move into colored pencils. In here I'm just going to give some shadows to the neck, to the ears, and I want this a bit watered down because I want it thin. And I'll do the same for everyone. So, and then what I still want to do before going into colored pencils is to also give shadow to the hair and maybe some details to the clothes. Now, last but not least, I want to give details to the clothes. So for her, I feel like giving some little dots to the clothes. For her, I feel like giving some stripes. Oh, you know what? I'll make a collar here. And also on the other side. Her, I want to give her stripes too, but horizontal. However, I want it to be white. So I'm going to reserve that for the colored pencils. And for her, yeah, let's just keep it like this. Maybe some frills. Now we can move on to the colored pencils, so I can put these away. So they're not fully dry yet. I don't have the patience to wait until they're totally dry, because even if they're dry to the touch but they still feel cold, the colored pencils won't go very well on top of them. So I'm going to blow dry it, and then yeah, then I can put colored pencils on top of it. Okay, so I finished blow drying them. They are now fully dried. Here I am using the Faber-Castell Polychromos, but please use any watercolor, any pencil you have, not watercolor actually, just any colored pencils you have. For her, I feel like, well, I think I'm just going to use indigo. And I'm going to draw her facial features with this. Make sure it's nice and sharp. Well, it's not fully sharp, but it's good enough. And because her hair is dark purple, burgundy, dark burgundy-like, I'm going to use a color that is also similar to that. Yeah, it's a little light in my opinion. Let's do the eyes and then we can decide after. I add the eyes in there afterwards. Yeah, I think I shouldn't have added the blue. It made it a bit more scary looking. Anyways, so I find this way too light. I'm going to try with this one. Oh, I have a darker one here. Yeah, it's much better. So, and then now we're going to amplify her blushes. I wonder if this one isn't too dark. Or do I want it red? Nah, this is fine. Not satisfied with her eyes. Actually, I shouldn't go over this because this is supposed to be, you know, a loose painting session, but she scares me. Okay, sorry, the post was there. Package delivery. Had to go pick it up. So let's move on the other one. So blue. I'll use this one again for the features. Because she has dark hair, I also want a dark eyebrow, but I don't really have really dark colors, do I? I only have these two. Let's see. That's close enough. Yeah, that's good. You know, that could actually also have done her nose in this color. I really like it. Anyways. There has been a time where I think if you saw my last sketchbook tour, I made the eyes in my portraits way too large. In here again. So beautiful. And you know what? I'm gonna keep her eye like this. I won't add any white or so whatever. I do feel like adding a bit of detail to her clothing though. Just a little bit. I don't touch it anymore. I don't want to ruin it. Okay, next one. Ooh, nice color. Okay, let's try not to make the eyes too big this time. I think I failed. Ah, good enough. And then some eyebrows in here. Ooh, that'll make a perfect blush though. Blush. Ooh, that's beautiful. I love how nice and blended this looks like. And last but not least, I feel like... Oh, no, wait. No, last but not least. I wanted to add straps to her clothing, but in white. So... yeah. It's good. You know, I feel like she could also use a headband. Nah, you know what? It's fine. I don't want to ruin it. Oh yeah, I said she could use some nice huge red glasses. So, and I see it's dry, so I'm going to add eyes. I'll make it huge. So I just want a bit of thickness. So what I'm going to do, these are not cookies. Also not needles or any sewing thing. It's my Neo colors. So let's see. Do I have a red? A really bright red? Yes! I want a bit of thickness, so that's why I use the Neo colors. I'm not tempted to color it a bit in white, you know, like to give a bit more the glass effect. But I'm afraid if I do that, I'm going to ruin it. No, let's leave it. Just leave it. I find that she would use a really pretty flower here on the side. Maybe I'll do that after. And the blush, my favorite part. Really nice. Okay, and now I wanted to give her flowers. I think it's good. Let's not touch it anymore. Hello, VoiceOver Hivu here. I would like to thank you for watching this video until the end. And again, I would like to welcome you if you're new here. My name is Hivu and I make painting videos. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, here are more videos that you might be interested in. And otherwise, take care and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!